Well, hello, I'm Dr. Joya Royce, and this is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice, we shall sing, and we shall be glad in it. As you can tell, I'm on the road again, but I guess I'll be home in the big black chair sometime very soon. But I own BK Royce Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, where I'm helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. So today, the topic um, is the future state in church. I probably won't be before you long, but the title that God has given me is The Sacrifice to Start. This is, there are various parts of my life that I have completely, totally transformed. And it had nothing to do with getting married or anything like that. That is a transformation in itself. But more importantly, activities that I am involved in, places that I go, businesses that I own, I basically adjust my life for that. So I'm willing to make that sacrifice because I'm committed to it. I'm all in. But it's the sacrifice to start. So you have to really look at, we've been talking in that last couple of weeks about decisions and making decisions, and you wanted something different in your life, but you have to make a decision for it. And even when you're making that change in the decision, now you have to make room in your world for that new thing. If you're going to endeavor on something new, you've got to make sure that you're ready, your life is ready for it. Even when people come to me about writing a book, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited about, but I'm like, baby, have you had a family meeting, conversation? You say you got some little children, you got a husband, you got a job, you got a sick mom, you got a sick grandmama or somebody. You have room in your life for this book? It's just not a physical product, a book. It is a business. So have you made the sacrifice of where you're going to make the sacrifice in your life for this? The same as even with writing it. You haven't gotten to publish it. You're just writing it. Most people are not willing to either get up early, stay up late, adjust their lives for this new thing. And so I see so many people, I decree and declare, I'm commanding down, the Lord is going to send, but he can't send any new thing into your life. I don't care how much you decide you want it and you got to have it. And even you got the gifts for it, you have the talent and ability, but there's no space. You have not made room. It's like in the scriptures where it talks about enlarge your state. Okay, you got to expand. Well, sometimes it's not just a physical expansion. It's not like getting rid of clothes so you can get new clothes, or selling a car so you can get a new car. No, sometimes it starts in your mind. Like, where am I going to fit this in my creativity, my world, my schedule, my life? David said in 2 Samuel 24:24, I will not offer burnt offerings or sacrifices unto the Lord my God, which costs me nothing. Let that sink in, breathe out. Because there are times in your life that, that's going to cost me something. And when you say cost, that's always people think of money, the budget, what the treasure is. No, love. Sometimes it costs me my habits. It costs me my schedule. It costs me my way of thinking, my way of doing. If you want that new thing, if you're ready to head into a different direction, at the recording of this, we got about 5 months left of the year. Oh, I want to have this done by December. Well, what are you willing to sacrifice? The sacrifice to start. What are you willing, not only, even if it doesn't cost you any money, it doesn't cost you any money to open up an old notebook, turn to a blank page and start writing. It didn't cost you anything. But number one, time. Are you willing to sacrifice the time? Are you willing to make room in what you have to do to make time? Sometimes I'm in my office in my house. Yeah, messy as it is, man. And recording. But now I'm on the road. I'm not home. You can tell I'm not home. You look at the background and say I'm not home. But I have said, I need to get this done. I need to be able to have it uploaded, automatically gone. Where am I going to make time? Right now. I'm going to stop what I'm doing, and then I can continue the rest of my activities. But I have made this time a part of my life. Well, I might not have necessarily scheduled it, but I stop what I'm doing to get this done. Now, there have been other times when I woke up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's dark outside, and I've done it. There's been other times where I stayed up a little bit later and then go to bed and got it done. But I make that time because I'm committed to it. I understand it. I don't care if one person watches. I don't care if 1,000 people watch. I'm committed to it. I have told God that I'm committed to it. I haven't been committed to it for almost rolling 5 years consecutively. 52 weeks. That's 250. Yeah, I know. I'm just now thinking about how many that is and what that looks like. But the commitment to that. And when God says it's time to stop it, I will stop it. And when he tells me he doesn't give me nothing else and says, whoop, that season is over, it will end. And something else will begin. But the time dedicated, the sacrifice to do it. And there are I can name it, but I'm not. But there are other areas, aspects of my life that people look at what I do and say, I can do that too. Yes, you can, but are you willing to make the sacrifice to do it? Money, time, but number one, time. Have you fit it into your life? And, people look and say, well, I can do that too. Yeah, baby, you can. But are you willing to sacrifice your time right now to do it? Time it takes to be able to do it. The other thing is too, are you willing, because I see people all the time, this is a soapbox for me. They want everybody else to do it for them. They don't want to do any homework, any research at all. They don't want to ask no questions. Just, I'm going to do this. And they don't know the backstory. They don't know the front story. They don't trust anyone to do any homework, the good, the bad, the ugly. They don't trust the Lord to even pray and get discernment. No, they just go for it. And that also is going to cost you big time for what you don't know. I recently had a client and says, oh, no, I thought that happened. I said, now I know. I thought this happened. Now I know how you got scammed. I clearly know. I told my husband, I said, now I know how they got scammed. Yeah, I clearly know. Because if they thought that and they went in that direction, they could easily, someone who wasn't walking in integrity, could easily take advantage. Because you don't even want to go to Google. And I know a lot of people say, well, if they go to Google, they won't need you, do you? True. But then there's some people, I said, I even offer what services I do, but I also tell them this is what they do and this is what they do. So you can make an educated, informed decision. It's not that you're not educated. It's that you're not educated and understanding and an expert in this area. I am. You're a novice. And I've seen plenty, but do your homework. Sacrifice to start. Sacrifice to sit down. Even I don't have technology like you, Julia. I don't have all those mobile. If you're in the U.S., there's the free public library that allows you to utilize. You already paid for it because it's your tax dollars at work. Sit down at a computer, free, with a free library card. Did I say free? I think I said free about 4 times. So you can be able to ask the questions and make informed and educated decisions. And then finally, people are not the sacrifice of time. Number one, research, doing your homework, being able to answer, get some questions answered, to be able to have a list of questions to do your homework. Believe you me, as a business owner, I am not intimidated when people have a lot of questions. It always probably makes you more nervous when you don't have any questions than if you have a whole lot, because I know that you've been doing your homework. I recently had a client conversation and they asked me all these questions. I said, oh, you done your homework. Let's do this. Yay. And I can tell you, yes, I do. No, I don't. And it's a beautiful conversation for me, rather than trying to convince somebody to see it or whatever. Because most of the time, if you've done your homework and you have a list of questions, what I say should either be confirmational or help you make a decision. It should be confirmational of what you read, what you saw, what you heard, and then if it's not, then you can ask, well, why do you say that? And other people don't say that. And I'll be happy to tell you. But the other thing is that I find that some people do a lot of times is they don't want to give up their way. Jesus said, not my will, but thy will be done. They don't want to submit their way of doing it. You don't want to submit your schedule. Like, here's my schedule, Lord. You just, have your way. Do what you do. What's the Jonathan McReynolds song? I'll take time for what I treasure. I'll make time for what I want. He is basically, I'm saying the wrong words, but he's basically saying, make room. I'll make room. I'll make room for you. Whatever I need to move out of the way for you, for your will, for your way. So are you willing to make room for God's way? I know that's a hard one. Your schedule, your life, for what God has for you, the sacrifice of what you had in your mind, what you wanted. Because he said, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, to give you a good and expected end. But sometimes you have to give up what you want. I was on the phone with my sister recently, and she said, you remember that time when we were at this place and they were auditioning for new singers, la, 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 and you said no, and you said no. That wasn't for me. And my family was disappointed, and this one was disappointed, and I was like, I'm just not that girl. But then even after that, I sang, and I'm thinking that one time could have transformed my whole life for good or for evil. But, but on the other side of me, the other parts of me, I know that if I'm supposed to be a special, specific place, if God has ordained for my steps to be ordered in a specific time or place, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Now, there are some things that are very, very specific, that if I don't do it, I'm in disobedience, and God could give that to someone else. That gifting could be passed on to somebody else. But if I'm willing to sacrifice my schedule, my life, and say my life is in your hands, God, He's going to give me where I'm supposed to go. And I'm going to be at peace with it. Yeah, there's that nagging on, well, you never know what could have, what should have. Nah, I'm good. The life I have now, I'm able to sleep at night. I'm able to, I'm good. I'm good. I'm walking in my purpose. I'm able to be my best self. I'm able to freely walk in purpose. I'm married to somebody who supports me 1,000%. I'm living my best life. So the sacrifice to start. Are you willing to make it? Your time, you're doing your homework, your way, and your life. It's up to you. I mean, it's my first pastor said it's an individual affair. It's a question you have to answer. It's something that you have to determine, and you have to decide. You have to decide. It's the sacrifice to start. Are you willing to sacrifice that? And some people will say no. The rich young ruler, Jesus told him, go sell everything and then come back and follow me. He said, price too high. Oh, nah, I'm good. Thanks. Peace. And he walked away. He walked away. He refused. He did not trust that God, if Jesus could give him way more in the end. If he made riches on his own, he thought Jesus was going to have him poor forever. You should have asked Peter, though. Peter had a thriving business, a business that was even sustained even after he went to follow Jesus for 3 years. Came back and said, well, we go back and fish. Huh, we ain't lost nothing over there. They still, as the kids say, they still getting the bag over there. While I'm over here with Jesus, my coins are still being made. So he could, but you just never know. It's a decision. It's an individual affair. It all depends on you. Pray about it. Ask God about it. Keep it in your reservoir. Keep it in your reserves, because you just never know when an opportunity is going to come along, and you got to say, am I willing to sacrifice where I am, where God has me? Is he calling me to that place, or is this a distraction? Is this a temptation to get me off course, to get me off my path? Or is this really you, Lord? Sometimes you got to ask, because it looks real good. It looks like a good thing, but is it a God thing? I hope that helps you. I hope that blesses you today, because more importantly, I want you to live your best life, the abundant life that Jesus died and gave his life and rose again for you to have. Not my life, not the people down the street, not what Big Mama said, not what Auntie thought. Ooh, girl, I always saw you. Your best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there on envision-radio.com, where Praise Meets Talk. Be sure and download the free app so that you can have us on your phone. But then wherever podcasts are heard, you can hear that as well. But also the website, most importantly, the website. The magazine is there. Did you hear we're heading on a cruise in 2025? Come on in, jump on in. You ready? You got a year to save. You got a year to get the money. Let's go. Go to envision-radio.com, where Praise Meets Talk 24/7. Then coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Spike Davidson Friends Show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. And then on Tuesdays is the Book Business Boss Show. We're still in the season and still talking about book promotion, book launches, and I'm getting ready to slide into just a little bit about events. And so there's a lot, and the replays are held at the bookbusinessbosspodcast.com. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right where? On envision-radio.com, where Praise Meets Talk 24/7. You're ready to be a book business boss? Go to beabookbusinessboss.com, download the free ebook, From Author to Entrepreneur. It's really designed to get your mind switched and mindset ready for the business, the book business. So be sure and do just that. Speaking of books, speaking of business, I'm pleased to announce that these 4 bookstores, it's now up to 4, are carrying BK Royston Publishing and Julia Royston authored books. Clearly more to come. The Spirit-Filled Christian Bookstore in Birmingham, Alabama, located at 1400 3rd Avenue West in Birmingham. And then also jump on, if you're in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, we're at Next Chapter Bookstore, right, and gift shop, inside Ben's Boys, located at 2711 Grandview Avenue in Greensboro, North Carolina. Then slide on over to Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Media League Reading Room, 5860 Michigan Road in Indianapolis, Indiana. Then go all the way to the bottom of 65 south at the Mobile Booksellers at 3990 Government Boulevard in Mobile, Alabama. So be sure and check those bookstores out. And believe you me, there's many more to come. August is that time of year where looks like everybody's going to be in school, but I'm not. Yay! I'm looking forward to when everybody goes back to school. I might be hanging out and taking a little respite, but be sure and join me on August 13th. Okay, hold on. Like I said, there it is. Join me on August 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this is the third and final in this series of the Book Business Boss panel. We had a wonderful time on July 16th talking about beyond the book and the business, promotion, etc. That was a wonderful conversation. It ran almost 2 hours and we had so much engagement. So thank you so much for joining. So now mark your calendar, put it on your phone, put it on your paper calendar, put it on the wall, put it on the refrigerator, put it in the bathroom mirror, wherever you need to put it. And remind yourself on August 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Book Business Boss panel number 3. Yes, that's number 3. And this one's a little bit different. So if you're a life coach, have you written a book that is lending itself to coaching or ministry or a nonprofit or any place where you have to gather a tribe or you're building a tribe or you're connecting with other people and you know you're called to that, be sure and join us for the Coaches Coach. Build, sustain, expand the tribe. Build, sustain, expand a coaching business. And if you're a coach in need of a coach, I've got 3 coaches on, Ms. Vanessa Collins, Ms. Charvette Mitchell, and Ms. Ramonica Plachette, as well as myself. And so be sure and bring your questions, and we'll definitely be bringing answers. That's August 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and the Book Business Boss YouTube channel. So that's my personal Facebook page, Julia A. Royston, as well as LinkedIn, Julia A. Royston, and the Book Business Boss YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, find Book Business Boss, the @ Book Business Boss, and subscribe. So you'll be ready. So you'll be able to get the notifications of when we go live. You'll all be blessed in everything that you do. If you need to make a connection with me, you know to go to juliakroyston.com. That's all my stores, contact information, social media handles, all my websites, all my online stores is juliakroyston.com. Or if you're ready to have a conversation, your manuscript is done, go to talkwithroyston.com. That's talkwithroyston.com. You all be blessed. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.